a little bit early and I went to the grocery store, of course. So let's see what I got. And I found something really cool. Check this out. It was in the International Foods and it's baking dates. It's like date paste. It's so cool because dates get really hard and I don't like to soak them because then they peel and I don't like that. And I love date syrup. That's what I've been using as a sweetener. But this, it was $11. So I just got this. It was like $3. Just dates. I had to go refill on some veggies because that's basically all I eat anymore is vegetables. I got this gigantic bag of carrots for the dogs, zucchinis again, green onions again, bananas, pears, my favorite apples are Cosmic Crisp. I've never had curry actually, so I've been really into Ayurveda and learning, and I want to try curry. So this is my favorite sweetener for coffee, and like if you just want a little taste of sweetness, like one little drop is all you need in your coffee. It's amazing. It's just agave nectar, water, stevia, and monk fruit. There's no erythritol, no sugar alcohols, and yeah, it's my favorite. And since we have been living on vegetables, I wanted to try some already like mixed veggies. This one is Brussels sprouts, red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, mushrooms, red onions, olive oil, salt, black pepper, and fire roasted. Got green beans this time. I go through a lot of frozen food because honestly we eat so many vegetables. I can't afford to buy fresh all the time because it'll go bad, or like the majority of the time when I buy things fresh, it's halfway rotten when I get it home. So frozen it is, unless it's like a zucchini. I don't like those frozen. Carrots, I don't, they're okay frozen. Things like lettuce, spinach, kale. Sometimes I do frozen for the spinach and kale for smoothies, but those are the only things that I buy fresh. Is a leafy green really, or a bell pepper or something like that. More broccoli, peas. I've been on a peas kick lately. They're so good. And I don't eat a lot of meat, but like a couple times a week I'll have chicken or turkey, and I really like to get Applegate, and they were on sale today. And this is my favorite yogurt, so I got more. That's my little haul. Also, look at the size of my lunch bag. It's huge. But it has a trapdoor, and people at work tease me about my trapdoor. Also, we decorated the rest of our Halloween stuff, and David put this here and called it a fruit bat. And we got my little witchy station and a pumpkin. And we put little LED candles in there, but look at the cute little spiders. I know I showed these last time, but we cut the legs off of some of them so they lay flat. And they're so pretty. Look how pretty it is. We got a skeleton hanging from the lamp, a witch hat. Look at this setup, it's so cute. I painted these gold. They were black and like this dark bronzy color, but I painted them gold. And then we got more little spiders. Another skeleton man. The ghost. He fit perfect there. I love the mantle. I kind of want to keep it up all year long. I forgot we added one of the spiders to this pumpkin too, and put the snakes back here where they were. I was trying to decorate with them in there, but it just didn't work. I'm having an afternoon coffee, and look at my mug with Screamin' Sugar. How cute is that? We had a sale, an employee sale at work, and I work in a clothing warehouse. Anyway, so we get stuff from Amazon and then it goes into an outlet store. And so we see a lot of things, and they let us put it aside and buy it. They take it to the store for us, and then we're allowed to get it. But before I tell you what I got, I want you to know that before it got to us and got marked down, and then we got our employee discount and the sale price, This blanket is Barefoot Dreams. This blanket used to be $158, which is outrageous for a blanket. It's just like mind-boggling to me that someone would pay that much for a blanket. Anyways, I paid $8 for this blanket, and it's brand new. I'm so excited. If you didn't know, and I'm sure you don't because I don't ever talk about it, and I always look like this, but I love Rebecca Minkoff. I love her. And I used to have a pair of the Sperry Rebecca Minkoff collab, but they only had an 11 and I wear a 12. And so they were too snug and I ended up giving them away, but they were so cute. But look at this purse. Rebecca Minkoff. Gorgeous. Used to be $198, marked down to $59. This, the blanket and the other thing I'm going to show you, I got all of these together for $35. What? I felt in love when I saw this. In love. You'll ever see me in work clothes, but I do love clothes. I just don't ever get a chance to wear anything nice. This, oh my god. I don't know who this brand is. I've never heard of them, but it's like a luxury brand. It is Norma Kamali, and you know I don't know who that is, so don't come at me. Look at this dress. It is absolutely gorgeous. Can you see it? The material's like a jersey, stretchy, silky, gorgeous fabric, and it's so twirly. And whenever I saw it, I grabbed it and I was like, oh my god. And all my girls at work were like, yes, you have to get that dress. So let's try it on, shall we? Here it is. It's so beautiful. I told my friend that I was gonna twirl in it and send her a video. I can't believe that I got this dress for so cheap. It was almost $200. It's gorgeous. Only problem is I don't have any boobs, so it's like really big. I'm gonna start making my vlogs like half vlog, half chat about a topic that I think is important. And today's topic is rosacea. And I have some chamomile tea. I also have some chili on the stove. And since it's super fall weather right now, I've been decorating for Halloween. And it's like soup weather and I've been eating lots of cooked veggies. My skin is loving it, which is what made me want to talk about it. And I got a new product because I was using Pie skincare like I've talked about before. But of course, the way it happens for me, when I find a product I love, the brand discontinues it. The Light Fantastic serum, which is the best serum ever, they just decided, we're not gonna make it anymore. Even though it's a bestseller and there's nothing else like it on the market. So like it's so hydrating and it keeps all my other skincare on. I don't know, it's just the best. So I looked and looked and looked and I finally settled on this brand, Avène, or Avène. I'm not sure how you say it, it's French. But I use their whole line now. This is the newest one though, so one of the things I wanted to talk about. It's called Cicaphate Plus Protective Restorative Cream, or Restorative Protective Cream. And it is amazing. I was kind of worried about using it at first because it has arginine in it, and that's like a thing. If you have too much, it can trigger cold sores, but that's internally, so I didn't know if it was the same for externally. But so far so good. It's actually decreased my rosacea dramatically. It was already doing a lot better just from my diet changes alone, and the introduction of another thing that I was going to talk about. and that is Akkermansia. And I have the one from Level Origin. I've been using this for a few months. Actually, I got a Tiny Health gut test done. If you don't know what Tiny Health is, swipe some of your stool onto a swab, and they have a little chart that they send you with like a cartoon graphic of how much is too much, just enough, and too little. And then you just wipe and you swab your toilet paper with it, and then you stick it in a tube, seal it up, and ship it back to them. It took probably a month for me to get my results, and then it's like really detailed of all the information that you get, and then you have to book an appointment with one of their gut health experts, and then they go over it, and they give you a ton of recommendations in your chart, which is on the website. One of the things that they said in my chart, I did not have any Akkermansia, and I had been learning about Akkermansia on my own. I listened to the Model Health Show podcast a while back. I don't listen to it like really anymore. I got over it, but I love Sean Stevenson. Anyway, they were talking about Akkermansia on there a lot, and in all the commercials from other wellness experts were talking about Akkermansia, and I don't remember the brand, but it's like a really well-known brand. And then Layer Origin came out with theirs, but I think theirs is actually better because it has something called HMO in it, which is, I'm gonna say, a synthetic form of human breast milk or something like that. Akkermansia is a probiotic that lives in your gut and helps keep the junctures of your gut lining like together tight. It protects the mucosal lining of your gut, and I didn't have any that were detectable in my results. So that was really worrisome, but they do give you a score, like a gut score compared to other people in your age range and stuff. So I got an 83%, which was really great. And the only things that were worrisome was the lack of Akkermansia. I wasn't producing GABA, which is why I'm a bad sleeper. You all have heard me talk about that before. And I had an elevated level of some bad bacteria that I can't remember what it's called, but I'll put it on the screen. And so they gave me some protocols to do, but the most beneficial one has been Akkermansia, because I started using it, and days into it, so my body must have been begging for Akkermansia. A few days into it, I noticed the bumps that I was getting. Even I was getting like 1 or 2. I don't get any bumps anymore. I just get redness if I get anything. I really do believe that my rosacea is from gut inflammation, and that just proves it. So when I explained to her all of my symptoms when they started, after I had COVID, and then I became allergic to eggs and fish, and just a bunch of random weird health issues I got after I got COVID in 2022, and then reflux, you know. She said, based on my symptoms and the timeline, that she thinks that my gut was damaged by COVID. I also made a blog post about that on my website, so I will link that below too. And then I just recently started using this cream, like I said. So these two things have been really, really beneficial in my rosacea. So it's basically not even red anymore, if you can see in my light. I just have like a pink tint to my cheeks. It's unreal. Where I started in 2022, I started getting teeny tiny little bumps, and then it progressed into big bumps, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? And then it progressed into red, like hot flame red. My skin was just hot and irritated and couldn't do anything about it. To where I am now is unreal. That's the power of health and nutrition. And if you listen to Dr. Furman or even Sam Watts, who I've just discovered, and I really love him too, and even other Ayurvedic practitioners, and I just found this book. It's Ayurvedic Healing, A Comprehensive Guide by Dr. David Frawley, and I'm so excited to read this. But the more I dig into Ayurveda, the more I understand like what's happening in my body, and I feel like I'm closer to figuring out how to fix the issues. The whole science is built around your gut, and they've known this for centuries, that the gut is the root of your health, and it just makes so much sense once you dive into it. And even just oil pulling every day can make a big difference in your health. Excuse me. So if you're not oil pulling and you have rosacea or acid reflux, I really think that would benefit you if you just try it out. You just swish it in your mouth. I put it in my mouth and swish it around. I use coconut oil while I'm getting my coffee ready in the morning, or herbal coffee, because I drink both. Feed my dogs, you know, just a morning routine, just swish it around 3 or 4 minutes. And it makes a drastic difference, because the bacteria in your mouth can also lead to full body inflammation, especially in your skin. And I did write a really in-depth article on my website yesterday about rosacea, the causes, Western treatment versus Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine treatments, like the differences in the way they go about handling inflammation in the body. And it's just so fascinating to me. I love this stuff. I just started using this whole line of skincare. The Avin Tolerance Lotion to remove your makeup, wash your face. The Redness Expert, I've talked about this before on here. It's life-saving if you have any kind of skin irritation or inflammation. If you get a rash, you can put it on there. I got a bug bite, put it on there. And now this one, and the reviews on this were amazing. And it was on sale for $18 on Amazon when I bought it a few days ago. So if you are having rosacea, skin irritation, redness, I highly, highly, highly recommend this whole line. Anyway, I hope that was beneficial, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you learned anything, that's all I ask for. I just want to spread what I learned, because you don't have to go to dermatologists and use prescriptions and get laser treatments and use antibiotics to heal your rosacea. You don't. You just have to work on your gut and focus on calming the inflammation in your body. And you can do that with Ayurveda, you can do it with traditional Chinese medicine, naturopathy. There's a whole bunch of healing methods that you can use for your rosacea, but getting to the inflammation is number one, because that's where it comes from. Your mouth and your gut. If you want to find out more from me, you can reach out. I'll put my email down below. You can reach me on my website or Instagram or even TikTok. So that's all for this video. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.